So you want to start a new podcast, but you're not sure what the whole process looks like. Well, in this video, we're going to show you all the steps required to make a high-quality podcast from A to Z. Now, we're going to assume you already have maybe your title and your artwork, but if you need help with that, we have videos also. You can check out this one above or the links in the description for branding and launching a brand new show. But what do the weekly tasks look like, from planning to editing all the way to publishing? The first thing is actually planning for your next recording. Whether you're just starting out or you've been podcasting for years, planning should always be a part of the process. If you're a topic or news-based show, you should be doing some research. Pull some article links that you can put in the show notes later. What are you going to talk about? And have a note that you'll refer to while you record to make sure you follow a logical flow of the episode. Oftentimes, people are tempted to just wing it or shoot the breeze with their co-hosts. But if you want someone to be engaged with your podcast and keep coming back for more, make sure you have some organization and flow to your episodes. And that's part of the planning process. Maybe even plan some interesting segments. Have segments that listeners will keep coming back to. We actually have a whole video on podcast segments. You can check out that video above. And as you plan, if you have co-hosts, even multiple co-hosts, you want to make sure you have great tools to collaborate together, whether it's using a project management software like Trello or something like Notion to organize your ideas. There are lots of free tools out there to help you collaborate with your other podcast creators. If you need help with that, we have a video. Check it out above, or the link is in the description. Once you've planned your episode, you're ready to record. And of course, you should record your podcast with Riverside. With Riverside, you can record from the desktop, from mobile device and iPad, and you get high quality separate video and audio tracks for every co-host and guest on your podcast. You can then download those tracks individually and edit them in a third-party editor, or you never have to leave Riverside. Just use our editor. You can cut out segments of the podcast, lay your videos side by side, you and your co-host, and export a finished video and upload it to YouTube for a video podcast, export just the audio for your audio version, and you can even do vertical clips to share on TikTok and Reels. And whether you're starting a new show or you've had a long-standing show but not video, now is the time to add video to your podcast. We have a whole video talking about the benefits like discoverability and monetization for doing a video version of your show. If you'd like to learn more about that, check out the video above or in the description. Now, once you've recorded your show, with Riverside of course, it's time to edit the show. Of course, you can use the Riverside editor to set your in and out points and remove sections, but you can also bring those video and audio tracks into a third-party editor. Riverside makes it easy to export all those tracks, including any screen shares or video and audio clips you played from our media board, send those to Adobe Premiere, and everything will be in sync via an XML import file. Or you can bring the uncompressed WAV files from Riverside into Logic or Audition and edit the audio version of the show. We actually have an entire video on producing a podcast from recording, edit, and publishing on iPad. You can check out that video above or in the description. Depending on your show, add music and sound effects to make it more engaging. And you can even add chapter markers to the audio and video version of your podcast. If you're uploading your video podcast to YouTube, be sure to put in those chapter markers in the video description. This way your viewers can actually jump to different parts of the video that they're most interested in. And if you do an audio version, you can actually add chapters in the Ferrite app on iPad, but you can also use a free Mac app called Forecast that actually lets you put in those custom chapter markers and even chapter artwork. So those listening to your podcast in Apple Podcasts or Spotify will actually see that custom artwork as the chapters go by. All right, you have your finished video and audio files. Now it's time to publish those either to your podcast host, YouTube, and Spotify. Upload that video file to your YouTube channel, and don't forget to think about your title, description, and tags for that video. YouTube has a great discoverability engine, meaning your podcast might find new viewers just by that organic search and browse, but you want to make sure you're thinking about SEO with those titles and descriptions. So don't just put episode 99 with kind of a bland title. Make sure to actually make it engaging, put keywords of things you talked about in the title and description, and don't forget those chapters as well. For that audio file, you want to upload that to your podcast host. If you need help choosing a host, we have a video about that above, also in the description. And when you upload that audio file, you'll also want to be thinking about SEO for the title and description. Podcast episodes can also come up in things like Google searches, so you want to make sure you have good SEO practices for the audio version of your show as well. And whether it's the show notes for your audio podcast or your video description, take some time and provide value for your listeners and viewers. Put appropriate links, things you mentioned in the show. If you said you're going to put it in the show notes, make sure it's there. Include links to your social media and any ways that your listeners and viewers can support, maybe on Patreon, Memberful, or directly in Apple Podcasts. Now you've published your episode, it's public for all to see and watch. Hopefully people find it, but don't just hope, actually remember to promote your show. You want to make sure you post about new episodes on social media. If you have an email list, send it out to your subscribers. Let them know there's new content to watch or listen to. And make sure you post clips. If you have an audio version, you can make audiograms and post those on social media, TikTok, or Reels. But if you have a video podcast, and again, now is the time to add video to your shows, sharing those vertical videos to TikTok and Reels can really help your discoverability and find your audience. Again, Riverside makes it super easy to record with Riverside, get high quality video and audio, and then you can create those vertical clips, pulling 1 minute, 30-second clips, all from your different episodes, and post those to TikTok and Reels super fast. And to help you with the promotion of your podcast, we have 2 videos to streamline the process. Here's how to create vertical videos easily, not only with Riverside, but also doing it in Final Cut or Premiere, and making those clips quick and easy so you can find your audience. And there's actually ways to automate posting new episodes of your podcast to social media and even your email subscribers. We have a whole video on automating your process above. The link is also in the description. Or if you have any questions about the entire podcast production process, leave a comment below this video. We'd love to answer you there. And subscribe to the Riverside channel. We have lots of content on gear recommendations, the best USB mics, and the equipment you need to start your video podcast. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next video.